Hello and welcome to What the Hey, where I'm your regular host of What the Hey, and today on What the Hey I'm once again answering yet another question. When I go into the magical composition book of knowledge, I see the question of what the hey is Doctor Who? This question was asked by Mr. 2007, so hello to you and thank you very much for asking the question. So this topic is going to be really fun to get into because I used to be super into Doctor Who. I need to get back into it, but anyways, let's actually get into the information before I keep on rambling. So as far as the basic description is concerned, Doctor Who is a science fiction show where the main character, the Doctor, goes on adventures with his companions to save the universe multiple times. The show itself was created by multiple people, and those people are Sidney Newman, C.E. Weber, and Donald Wilson. The entirety of the show basically takes place in the United Kingdom, that's where it's based from anyways, but it also takes place in space, but as far as location-wise, the United Kingdom is where it started off. The production, distribution, and networking companies behind Doctor Who are primarily linked to BBC Studios, which is a very big, major company out in the UK. In terms of the number of seasons, Doctor Who has a lot, that number being 38. And in terms of the number of episodes, there are 862. Some of those come from 1963 through 1989, but then a majority of them come from 2005 to the present. But if you personally have not watched Doctor Who, there's definitely a lot to catch up on. In terms of other things that aren't specifically the show, you have different films to check out, as well as museums, merch, books, and video games, so there's a lot of stuff that people have put in collaboration with the actual show. Now I'm going to go into the topic of main characters, which is a little complicated and hard to explain. So the main character of the show is known as the Doctor, which is a very vague title for a very vague character. So the Doctor is a character that looks human but is actually alien. He came from a planet, he's a Time Lord, so he can go through space and go to different places in time, and he's actually technically 13 different people because he regenerates every so often, and he actually became a woman recently. The Doctor is a very complex but fun character. There's 13 different Doctors throughout the entire show. I have a few favorites and I'll share that later. The next set of characters that I'm going to all group together are the Doctor's companions, which are basically people that the Doctor picks up along on the Doctor's adventures to go and do stuff with. Personally, my favorite companions would either be Amy or Rory. They're both really cool. The next set of characters that I'm going to group all together, because there's so many of them, are the villains of the show. The ones that I would say that occur the most would be the Daleks, the Silence, or the Cybermen. All of the villains in the show either want to destroy the Doctor, a species, or the universe in general. I think that a lot of people who watch the show would say that the Daleks are their favorite villain out of the entire series. I suppose that the last character that I could talk about is the TARDIS, which is basically the Doctor's time machine. The word TARDIS stands for Time and Relative Dimension in Space, so there you go, you know a new acronym. So that's basically all the important information you need to know. Now I'm gonna share my own stuff. Bro, check out this sweet TARDIS blanket that I have. This is also a cool poster that I have. It's kind of like that one that has the general spaceship on it, but it's the TARDIS. I also have a sonic screwdriver. Let's go. And then finally, I have this thing. It's basically just to keep this box levitating a little bit. But that's basically all I wanted to share. Doctor Who is such a cool show, and if you haven't watched it before, I would definitely recommend it. I've mainly just seen the seasons with the 9th, 10th, and 11th Doctors. I haven't watched the newer ones or the older ones, which I don't think I necessarily want to watch the newer ones. I don't know, I'll see. So that's essentially the answer to the question. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll get to answering them as soon as I can. So thank you so much for watching. Bye!